Hello and welcome. I'm Julie Robinson and I'm going to be talking to Alison today about a topic that is very close to my heart and something we're both passionate about, Alison, which is bone health, something we don't really think about until something goes wrong. And given that 1 in 2 women and 1 in 5 men over 50 will have a fracture from osteoporosis. So we're looking at our bones and really looking at what we can do about it, because this isn't inevitable and there are things we can do. So Alison, I'm so excited to talk to you today from my bones, but tell us the story behind your low intensity vibration therapy.
Well, hello, Julie, and hello, everybody, and thank you for having me. Absolutely, osteoporosis is a passion of mine and determined to raise awareness for it. So thanks for having me. The story behind the low intensity vibration therapy: over 35 years ago, Professor Rubin and the team were taken on board by NASA to look at the development of something to prevent the drastic bone loss experienced by astronauts in space. And that's how they developed and identified the precise signal that works to stimulate the mesenchymal cells in your body to produce bone. Professor Rubin has a wonderful discussion on our webinar, which you'll find on YouTube, where he explains the history of the Marodyne LiV device.
Well, goodness me, that's incredible. So to think that this was first developed by NASA and now it's available to us, how wonderful.
Absolutely.
So how does the Marodyne LiV actually work?
It's incredible technology. In what it does is there's a precise signal of 0.4 G at 30 Hertz, and the very gentle vibration. Some people feel it as a buzz, some people feel it a little bit more, because we're all unique. And what it does is it sends the vibration up through your body and it stimulates those mesenchymal cells to actually move into producing bone, as opposed to moving into producing adipose tissue or fat. And by stimulating them, that's how we are able to combat osteoporosis, because it lays down bone as it's being resorbed perfectly naturally, and a drug-free therapy.
It sounds incredible. How often do you need to use it for?
You use it every day, because it's important to understand that our mesenchymal cells, our stem cells, if we don't light them up every 24 hours, they think they're not needed, so they just go off and do something else. And that's when the osteoporosis or the resorption of your bone is a continual natural process. And if we're not stimulating them, because we lead such a sedentary lifestyle nowadays, if you think about it, we spend hours in our car, we spend hours behind a computer at work. Don't think many of us get up and walk around for the 10 minutes that we should. So you need to stimulate it. So 10 minutes on the Marodyne LiV device equates to approximately 18,000 steps in 10 minutes. So that's really, really good, but it does need to be done every day.
Well, I know that everybody that we talk to and support always struggles to get those steps in, or just find the time to be more physically active. So to think that there's something they can do in 10 minutes is incredible. And can you do multiple sessions per day?
You can do multiple sessions a day, but you're not to exceed 4 hours in any 24 hours. And when you take into consideration that you are doing approximately 18,000 steps, it is almost excessive to do it too many times a day. I would always say I like to do mine 10 minutes in the morning, because that's my get up and go. I've got osteoarthritis, I've got really bad circulation, and it gets me going. It sets me up for the day. Sadly, in the morning, I don't have time to walk my dogs. I don't have time to go to gym. Well, I'm not a gym bunny. You can see I'm not a gym bunny. And I truly respect the people who love doing that. Walking is incredibly important. So you're 10 minutes in the morning. If you want to split it into 2 lots of 5, That's also absolutely fine, because people have to understand the research is ongoing. And this is how they're identifying at cellular level the different therapeutic levels that there are and the ways that the Marodyne LiV device can be used. But 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes before you go to bed at night, for me, brilliant, gets rid of all the pain in my legs from the bad circulation during the day, and I sleep like a baby. Brilliant.
Well, you're certainly selling it well, because we all want that. That's fantastic. And does, apart from improving bone health, does it have any other health benefits?
Yes, it does. The device is certified to maintain and increase your bone density, increase your muscle strength, prevent and combat osteoporosis, boost circulation, and improve your balance. That's all done because when you're standing on the device, it's great to stand on the device and look in a mirror and actually see that you're not moving, but your muscles are moving at 30 times per second. And you can think that while that's all going on inside your body, how it's making you subconsciously correct your posture, correct your balance. Absolutely brilliant. And I'd like to add now that there are antidotal benefits to it as well. Obviously not certified for it. This is a bit personal, but I love what's happened to me. I had a very bad birth with my son 29 years ago, had reconstructive vaginal surgery, and for 29 years, basically leaked urine. It was the bane of my life. I kegeled till I looked like them. Didn't help. And I suddenly realized after 10 months of using the Marodyne LiV device, when I was changing my pads, they were dry. And I thought, that really what has happened. And it's been amazing talking to other women, because it's a very personal thing that we don't really speak about, to find how many women have actually experienced that. Well, if you want to call it a side effect, bring it on. It's absolutely fantastic. So that's one of them. There are people who find that their headaches disappear. There are people who find that they're no longer constipated. So yeah, it seems to have an all-over benefit.
Very holistic. And the fact that there's no drugs involved is even better, isn't it? And that actually makes me think, well, who can use it, or is there anyone that shouldn't use it?
The Marodyne LiV device is classed as, it's a class 2A medical device, and it is the only one that doesn't have any known contraindications or side effects. You can use it with pacemakers, retinal detachment, anything, because the vibration is less than the vibration when you're actually walking on the ground.
No, that's fantastic. And can it be used preventatively?
That is where my awareness campaign really comes in, because we all want to be healthy. We're all looking at, in our NHS with money, how much everything's costing us. Osteoporosis costs £5.5 billion a year. And up until the age of 35, you're laying down bone. But then the body's natural process takes it away. It's a natural process. So what we need to do is, if we start earlier, we're not actually going to end up with osteoporosis. And it seems like such a simple solution. And the Marodyne LiV device, and when people unfortunately have gone into osteoporosis, it can be used as a standalone therapy. It can be used in conjunction with any other medication or therapy that your healthcare professional prescribes. So it's not a case of one or the other. But yeah, prevention is, bring it on.
That's what we're all about, prevention, not cure. Let's do what we have. I think it feels empowering as well to do something for your own health. That it's in our control to do this, isn't it? We really need to do more. So I have a question about the other vibration platforms that I've tried in the gym, that literally shake your bones, shake your brain, shake your fillings out. How does Marodyne LiV differ to that type of vibration?
Marodyne LiV device is a low intensity vibration. The others are a high intensity vibration. And a lot of confusion comes with whole body vibration therapy. And I think it makes sense to understand that anything that shakes your body, either visibly or internally, can be called whole body vibration therapy because your whole body is moving. The difference and the important fact comes with the intensity. And that's where the Marodyne is so different. You look at the high intensity ones that you find in gyms and that you can buy off Amazon and things like that. As high intensity, they're actually against the regulations. It's ISO 2631, which is it's almost like a registration for what is safe and what is not safe when it comes to vibration therapy. And as you can see, Professor Rubin discussing this as well on one of our YouTube videos, he tells you that you shouldn't be exposed to vibrations at that level for longer than 6 seconds. Wow. They are contraindicated in osteoporosis because if you have your bones are susceptible to breakage because they are in a compromised situation because you have osteoporosis. And then you go and climb on a device that's like a paint shaker, you're quite likely to fracture something, so there is a huge difference between the two. And any device that tells you to bend your legs is trying to reduce the vibrations that actually reach your brain. So yeah, the Marodyne, safe, high intensity, unsafe.
And it's really good to know the difference because it's more describing the Marodyne LiV vibration is more like a gentle purr than, a shake your bones, isn't it? So definitely different. And is the device certified?
Yes, the device is certified by the British Standards Institute, which is wonderful and that means it does what it says on the tin. So when it says it can combat your osteoporosis, it absolutely does that. And the nice thing about that is that people can get, if they are diagnosed with osteoporosis or many other debilitating and chronic illnesses, they can get the VAT relief. So, and that is an enormous saving.
It surely is. That's really good news. Well, we really must take a look and see what it looks like. What is the Marodyne LiV device, how it looks, and how you actually use it. So we're just going to take a moment to watch that now.
Okay, Julie, here we go. You turn your Marodyne LiV device on at the rocker switch at the rear. A little blue light comes on to show you that the device is receiving power. It then goes into its initialization phase where it's calibrating to make sure that everything's in working order. It then flashes go and you step on the device, and as you step onto the device and correctly positioned, the device automatically weighs you to give you 0.4 G at 30 Hertz. Your session lasts 10 minutes. It counts down on its display, and once those 10 minutes are finished, you step off your device after you've heard the buzzer and you've seen it display end. Your device will then go into standby mode and be ready for your session the next day.
That was absolutely great. And it puts it all into perspective now, doesn't it? So Alison, tell us, how do we find out more about the Marodyne LiV device?
There are a number of ways you can find out about Marodyne LiV device. You can find us on Facebook. There is a private Facebook group, which is wonderful to join. There's a lot of conversation and you get people's opinions, not just ours, which is very important. There's Instagram, there's YouTube, there's mybones.health. You can call us on 0117 253 0400. And then for those people who love their WhatsApps and texts, which I must say is used quite in fantastically, it's lovely having conversations. The mobile number is 073 400 80 400. So there are lots of options, Julie.
And it's nice to know people can get in touch to ask more about their personal situation. That's really good. And then they can get that reassurance to know about how My Bones and Marodyne LiV can help them. Well, I wish you good luck with this, because together with what we do and what you're doing, we really hope that we're going to be able to help people prevent them getting osteoporosis in the first place, or if they have got it, we can reduce their risk of fracture. Lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much, Alison.
Thank you so much, Julie. Take care, everybody.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.